Education. Countries have become obligated to a set of reforms in several fields, especially the field of education and training, because of its importance in the system of any country, through the adoption of a set of principles and elements in this framework that emerge from within the global ideology. As for the local ideology, it is linked to the historical context of society, its present stakes, and future challenges. From here, working with the approved sufficiency in some education systems is to shape the members of society in a way that enables controlling their adaptation to the environment in light of international and local conditions. And through the textbook of all kinds, and as it seeks to control the personality of the learner at the level of attitudes, values, and behaviors, that is, at the cognitive, sensory, and emotional levels, provided that this control can achieve the desired goal depending on a certain competence linked to each of the communicative, strategic, and methodological fields, and cultural. We also took into account the social phenomena that result from the practices and behaviors of individuals and groups, such as terrorism, disobedience, and negative criticism, which would undermine the stability of society and destabilize its constants. For all of this, the goal of the approach to adequacy is purely ideological. For this, the competencies vary according to the multiplicity of available means and the multiplicity of societal needs in light of the international and local climate. In this way, we talk about sufficiency, agreement, and suitability for the needs and ideological order. As for the educational models adopted to achieve the purposes of each ideology, it is noted that those that depend on building and developing the mind on memory, and we find this in the methods of examinations that do not go beyond asking the learners to choose the appropriate answer from a group of options, it is clear from it that the focus is on strengthening the memory feature. This would create generations that underwent the development of their mind in the way of parrots when all their minds were trained on was strengthening memory. This model lacks the development of several mental processes, including understanding, analysis, synthesis, criticism, and construction. These operations are carried out using mental exercises based on training the mind to ignite within the framework of different situations and strengthen the mechanisms of ignition of the mind so that the learner can solve situations and problems in the future, in various fields of life based on a training system, based on a formative system based on information and experiences, at all stages of education. It applies to life, in the idea, and its application in reality. The result is the formation of generations capable of confronting life, using a mind that is capable of deduction and the use of demonstrative analysis, on the logical mental level, as well as deducing and eliciting the truth through objective evaluation in real life. With the mental capabilities necessary for that, and not just a strong memory, you will not find it except in retrieving and remembering information. This feature is nothing but the ground on which the hierarchical model is based, to build mental capabilities, through the various situations in which the mind has been trained to operate, awakening the mechanisms of ignition of the mind based on ideas and experience. That is, what the school represents as a source of scientific information and applied experience, and life when it becomes a member of society who has sufficient knowledge and mechanisms to face the different situations of reality. Thus, we obtain a society of generations capable of merging and adapting with what the principles and foundations that make up the ideological model represent, which are the components of the values and morals of society, and express the elements of peace and security, emanating from the laws, rights, and freedoms in this society, which guarantee its stability and continuity, and protect it from abnormal practices and behaviors, resulting from limited and closed mentalities, even if these mentalities have a strong memory. Wahmain Mustafa.